Hi, I'm Sophia Jessica, and this is Angel, and welcome to the fan carpet.
When Rob and Corey, the producers and writers, brought me the script, they said this is the kind of film that doesn't get made these days. And it was a family-orientated fantasy action adventure. It had that hero quest, that quest myth, the hero's journey. I even saw little bits of Western. I saw how the Western would shoot this. People in landscape. As a director, it was so visual. As a writer-director, I could see how well drawn the characters were. Just a chance to tell a story in such a lovely, heartwarming way. It had everything. It's heartwarming, it's funny, it's action-packed, there's fantasy, there's visual effects. It was a real challenge. Just nothing about it put me off.
You know what, I've always been a lover of like fantasy films, Lord of the Rings. I'm a bit of a nerd myself, so like Dungeons and Dragons, things like that. But I don't think we've ever had the opportunity to bring those things, bring those things without these big names like Disney, etc., Netflix, or whatever. So off of first reading the script, I felt like I really knew what that character needed and like how fun and whimsical it would be. It reminded me of like films I watched as a kid, and I'm very happy that I was a part of it.
I think, you know what, I've always loved, those kind of 80s fantasy films, like Princess Bride and those kind of comedic kids fantasy films. A lot of the Steven Spielberg things like The Goonies and, that kind of thing. I've really been interested in those sort of films, and I've always wanted to do one. So when it came around and I had the audition, I was like, yeah, I want to get this one. It'd be great, yeah.
I thought that Nova was written in such an interesting way, and it opened up to a lot of interpretation of how sort of like a dark pixie-like shadow spirit could be played, and I had never done anything fantasy before, so that was a lot of fun. But also, when I had my Zoom call with Neil, our director, he completely sold the whole movie to me, from beginning to end, where he wanted the story to go, where he wanted Nova's arc to go, because at first I didn't understand, and then, he just sold the whole thing, and yeah, it was pretty special.
The film called Legend Has It. It is a story that my grandparents and parents during when I was a young boy, and I thought it's time that to get them together and let the new generation watch it or read it. So we turn it into a film, and the book is already published. It's called Legend Has It. So, and I guess we are looking forward to see this film is doing great in UK. Thank you.
I think it was just a really great script, a really fun family script, and it was nice to play a character who was so strong and knew herself and had a lot to believe in, and yeah, it was just really a great time.
The filming, we had about 27 days in South Wales. Everything was shot within an hour of Cardiff, so even the sand dunes that you see in the movie, they're an hour from Cardiff. It was a challenge, because Wales is beautiful and unforgiving, and the weather's beautiful but also unforgiving. So the sun came in, the sun came out, it went in, it came out, it went out. The rain came when the sun went in, and we were up against that kind of thing. We were up against dog walkers, tree cutters. But what Wales did was properly function as another character. It changed the nature of the costumes and the nature of their hair, and the costumes were big and bulky. One, it kept the actors warm and it looked right in that environment, but that meant the actors moved in a certain way which they wouldn't have moved. There's some great body shapes that get pulled, and it's all to do with Wales.
It was in Wales, yeah. It was all in South Wales, which was absolutely beautiful. I'd never really spent time in South Wales before. And yeah, when we were watching it, my boyfriend was just like, wow, all these landscapes. And it really was just absolutely beautiful. So I felt so lucky to have got to spend time there. But yeah, we managed to create this magical kingdom in the south of Wales, which is really cool. But yeah, the weather was absolutely mental, and it was nice. My family were here, and they got to hear the Q&A, which sort of let on a bit of like the rain and the storms and like the mad weather that was going on between these like beautiful sunny shots that you saw. So yeah, it was an experience, but yeah, it was amazing.
Absolutely. I'd say, I don't think this is technically a part of the film, but just. Everyone, the cast and crew were amazing. Being able to work with them, I learned so much. Also, I'd say it's the first time I ever got to improv on set, which was really amazing. And being able to work with Thames and Greg, Rupert Everett is absolutely something that I'll remember for the rest of my life. This is my first film, so hopefully we got a long road coming, and I'll work with more actors and learn more. So looking forward to it.
I think indie film is so important, and there's definitely differences, but I think there's a lot of heart that goes into indie film, which is great. And yeah, it's just, you feel very proud of the work that comes out of it.
It was beautiful. The weather was a little temperamental, but as you can see, if you in the movie, like, the shots are stunning, and when the weather was nice, it was beautiful, and it was kind of like a love letter to Wales and to Gloucestershire and Bristol, and it was really nice. The only difficult part was my costume was like long and sort of like shaggy, and it would get caught on sticks and brambles and logs, and which meant that I would get stuck, and it meant that we had to redo scenes a lot of the time because I couldn't move, but can get through it in nature. I've dealt with worse.
I mean, actually, you know what? A lot of things shoot in Wales, so I'd already been there before, and I've got family in Wales, and I love going to Snowdon and stuff, so I loved it. It was, it's very scenic. There's a lot going on. It was fun. Yeah, I loved it. Yeah. I think, I've only done like a lead role once before this, and I think it was quite an experience learning how to kind of, keep the whole thing going and kind of leading everyone along, and just sort of having that leadership thing, I enjoyed that, and I think, I hope I get to be a lead again. I don't know, we'll see. But I think, just having that sort of, that role, I think, it was a challenge, and I hope I did an all right job, yeah.
Bringing this film to the London Independent Film Festival is really special, because it's an independent festival for independent movies, and legend has it is through and through an independent movie. It's really special to have had our European premiere in a place where other filmmakers are emerging and coming through and bringing their emerging work. It felt a real privilege to be part of that.
Yeah, it's great to be bringing it to London Independent Film Festival. I think the audience really liked it, and everyone was laughing, and it was just a really fun night.
It feels pretty cool. I've never brought anything to LIFF before, and independent film is something that's really important to me. I've only ever done independent films, and I want to continue doing it. I really believe in new writers, new directors, and low budget masterpieces, and what a story can become on such a small budget. But it just means that every single person that works on it genuinely wants to be there. It means that it's a true passion project, and that's important to me.
Fantastic, yeah. I mean, I used to do a lot of film festivals on previous films, and I think it's great meeting lots of people who are doing exciting things, up and coming talent, and yeah, it's very exciting.
It's so great to have won the award. I think it's such a great thing to have at the end of the festival as well, and it's just a really fun night, and we can all celebrate.
Yeah, it's so nice. Yeah, I had a short film premiere at the London Film Festival last year, and so to be back is just brilliant, and it's just so nice to see all the cast and the crew and the director again, and just all get together and celebrate this film. So it's been such a lovely night already, and I'm looking forward to the rest of it and seeing the awards, and just enjoying it, and getting together and celebrating the work we did.
I mean, I just want the kids to really enjoy it. I think, it's a kids' film. There's a lot of comedy in it. It's fun. There's a lot of fantasy, and it's I think just for the kids to enjoy it. Yeah.
It's amazing. I had a few of my friends that were also a part of LIFF this year as well, and I think it's an amazing thing. I think work being shown, being introduced to people in all facets of our industry is amazing. So I think I'll be back next year, whether I'm a part of it or not. I just love to see some great work.
The film is based for the boys, the girls who are young, so that they should not be bullied. It's designed in such a way that everyone, especially kids, to believe on themselves, to know who they are, so that they will be strong enough. And then once they move to the different realm, then the older Dariush, he realized that he wanted to be Ruintan, which means Superman, and they said if he believes in himself, he can be Ruintan. And at the end, the beauty is that everyone tried to be Ruintan, so that united together, and by doing so, they were able to defeat the witch and bring peace to the village of Fars. Fars, the village of Fars. That's right. That is where it is in Persia. The story is about a Persian old heritage, 6,000 years ago story.
I hope the audiences take away from this that it's just a fun, heartwarming journey, that it's a film that reminds them of the films they might have watched when they were younger, that it's a film from kind of, say, simpler, more innocent times, but it's actually a really strong story about connection and being the hero of your own story. And I think they'll hopefully, what will resonate is that classic storytelling. This film has got classic storytelling through its blood.
I just hope that they have a good time. I hope that they laugh. I hope that they enjoy. I hope they're inspired to imagine, you know, and like whether that's create or, you know, just like play with toys, whatever. I hope these kids are like really inspired to use their imagination on a daily basis.
Yeah, casting, we were so lucky. Casting director Manny Piero was basically trawling through all the up-and-comers. We've got an amazing cast. It's got three kind of national treasures, Rupert Everett, Tamsin Greig and Amelia Fox, but surrounded by the next wave, I think, of British talent. And they are an incredible bunch of actors, and they are utterly committed. And what was lovely about this movie is it's not a traditional British movie in that sense. It's a fantasy epic set in the medieval times with witches and wizards. So everyone was just having fun and letting loose. And being the director, kind of shepherding that group of people was a real privilege.
No, I don't think there's a difference in how I would tackle the characters. I think everything kind of comes from a similar process. But no, I don't think so. Yeah.
Absolutely, we had a bit of a cliffhanger at the end just there, and it's actually based on a book. So there's loads more. There's loads more in the lore that could be made, and I think we'll see what happens with this one, and then following that, we'll hopefully get another one going.
There are definitely more stories to tell in the Legend Has It world. Definitely, there were stories we couldn't even tell in this version because we had to kind of like cut it down and make it scalable for a movie length. There are plenty of stories. It's absolutely, we'd love to be sequelizing.
Oh, it's so great. It's so wonderful. It's an honor because to be nominated, and we're just coming from Beverly Hills Film Festival, so that means film, we must have done something good. And thank to the cast and the crew who are all from here, and they have done a wonderful job, and certainly we are looking forward to see every one of them deserve to get an award, and every one of them to be really successful in future. So I guess that is what I've got for now.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. Please follow us on Facebook, X and Instagram for more content. Bye for now.
You show what you can do. I hear a siren. Maybe you were wrong about me. I'm dangerous and still. Why don't you give me a sign like the sea? Your problem is mine. Everybody thinks that I'm okay. Sometimes I think I am too. I'm on the outside looking in. I'm waiting for the shockwaves to begin. Oh, won't you let me hold you for one time? Just a a London cafe. So give me one last serenade. Say to me or swear at me till the night turns into day. And it was a shame when daylight faded, because we didn't notice at all.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.